Good morning. Happy 4th of July. We got to go find our flags, all good stuff, and, you know, all of that. So, exciting day. Kind of. No, it's good. We're getting new tires for our backhoe, and I'll show you why in a second. But they're here. We got to get stuff put in the shop and moved around, and let's go. Phil had that truck in here. He was working on that. Our tires are here. Let's go get our backhoe. Ryland's gonna get it put in the shop for us. We're gonna ride on Grandpa's homemade buddy seat here. Nope, you're going. You gotta go backwards. You gotta lift the loader up.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
There you go. Good job.
I looked at it, now there's water pouring off.
It came off the roof because it rained last night. Oh yeah, it rained last night. So we had about 6 to 7/10 of an inch of rain yesterday, which is good.
Dad, there's water in that bucket.
Yep. And we're sitting in really good shape as far as our crops go. Okay. There you go. This tire has developed a bit of a tumor, shall we say. And so we're going to change these. They were shot anyway. We actually already had new tires on order before that happened. So it was just a matter of trying to get them installed. We're going to do that today. Backhoes have built-in jacks. It's handy. So we're going to let the air out of this and get to it. Come on. I'm not the expert here, but yeah, we're getting it. So, get the air coming out of this one. These are a off-brand that we had never heard of before. Oh, this one's different. Solid deal. Mismatched. You got a mismatched set. First one done. That one went fast. That was easy. Well, I shouldn't say easy, but it wasn't terribly hard. 34 PSI.
I've heard these before. This is probably what come on originally.
Is it?
Somebody probably ruined one. And
Yeah, that could be. Number 2. It'll pop. It's going. Anticlimactic, but there it goes. Cool. Well, that didn't take too terribly long. Fueling. Our thing ran empty the other day when we were fueling the generator, so I'm finishing it off now. We are going to use this a lot this summer when we get to harvest and possibly more irrigating, but we're done with it for right now, so I'm unhooking it in the barn so we can have my truck. We'll get the backhoe with our new tires out of the shop. A little too muddy. We got some stuff to haul back to the woods, but it's a little too muddy this morning after the rain. Our corn looks really good. As poor as stuff was looking a week ago, before we got that last rain, it is starting to come around. It's starting to even out. It's starting to get good color. It's turning green. It's getting into our nitrogen. All good. All good things. Maybe we'll do some scouting this afternoon. Go check some stuff out. So we'll see. Go check on the boys. They're stacking firewood. It's just, that was one of my least favorite jobs when I was a kid. But they want to organize Grandpa's firewood pile. How? Trying to sweep it up. Yep. How we doing?
Now this is the pass we're trying to make. We're trying to get these words out of the way now so we can get this stuff out of the way.
Yep.
Wait.
You're doing a good job. Keep going. Okay. Well, I don't have a ton of stuff going on today because of the rain and because, well, it is technically holiday weekend still, sort of. Anyway, we're working. But Dad just called me. So my mother works in a medical office. She's a nurse. She's in the medical records department and ordered a new file cabinet. And this file cabinet is some super duper special thing that's all, you know, HIPAA compliant, whatever. Anyway, the company that delivered it refused to bring it into their office, and so Dad was up there trying to get it in, but he can't do it. So we have to go, boys. We have to go help him get it in. Grandpa's trying to get that file cabinet in Grandma's office, and he can't get it by himself, so we got to go help him. And then we'll come back. You guys are doing a good job. Look at that. We made a lot of progress.
We're trying to stack them in the wind. They all fall and broke my foot.
They broke your foot? Oh no. Well, I guess we better go to Grandma's office so they can give you medical attention. Not that kind of office, but still. Anyway, so that's our plan. All right. Grandma's file cabinet is where it needs to be. So, I'm going to go out. I bought some new charging cables because you'll remember I mounted an iPad in our combine. I should take the iPad with me. And it's not close to a charger. So I got a really long cord. We're going to go see if that's going to work. Just getting stuff ready for wheat harvest, which is taking a lot longer to get here than I had anticipated. I really thought we would have been running this past weekend. But the weather and everything and our wheat is just drying slowly. And it's not happening. So it's supposed to be decent in the next 2 or 3 days. Chances of rain on Thursday, I guess. So maybe this week, but our wheat is really drying slow. We may be towards the weekend or better before we get out to wheat harvest. I'm just not sure. I'm really surprised how long it's taken to dry down. So my idea is to mount my iPad here. Lots of Instagram notifications. Clear all. Nope, didn't do it. There. I tried having the charger over here and running up this way and around, but I have to get over to there. Sorry, it's dark. You can't see anything. Not long enough. There we go. Not long enough. So we tried to go the other way and going up and then along the side and down over there and just barely. That's a 10-foot cable. Just barely reaches. But it reached. So we'll be good there. And let's see, I don't really need this in here anymore. The phone doesn't have a charge or a audio jack to be able to even plug it in, so yeah, we got a spot in there for phone, charger, got more plugs over here. Okay, that should work. Oh, it's warm in that can. All right, Dad's loading some chemicals up, so we gotta make sure we got everything we need.
There and there.
They finished. Got the whole floor cleaned up. Swept it all off. Good job, boys.
Firewood, that's what I'm cutting it.
Cutting some firewood. Ryland's been cutting this board up. How many pieces now? 15?
15.
15.
Oh yeah, it's 15.
Anyway, this is the pile of stuff that we took off of our grain cart when we put the new scale system on. I believe this is a complete U-Harvest system minus the load cells, the scale hardware. If anybody wants to buy it, I'll make you a heck of a deal. Super cheap, because I'm never putting it back on. Remember last week when I told you they were going to send us some grease? I think it's still out here because we haven't gotten it. We should get that and use it. Some of it. We get some? Oh yeah, big thing of grease. There we go. Those stay in here. Those are return tags in case you got to send stuff back. Now that we went and got the grease that we've been missing, which is the SD polyurea, we're going to actually use something we already had, this HD lithium stuff. When we bought this grain cart, it has the auto luber on it, and I didn't want to mix stuff. I didn't want to use stuff that they didn't want in there, and so I called because the book said like a couple of different things. which generally is a good sign that it doesn't really matter what you use. But I wanted to make sure that we use the right stuff. And so they told me they want a lithium grease in the auto luber and for the whole cart. And so we use the HD lithium. And we need to fill this thing up. So we stick that on there, and we use 2 hands, and we pull the trigger, and it goes in there. Something like that. I'm sure there's an easier way to fill this, but this is better than a hand pump grease gun. Well, that's 3 full tubes. That's probably enough. It's definitely enough for wheat harvest. You're empty, bud.
Huh?
You're empty. No, stop.
Wait, there is more.
Well, it's the air. You're pumping air and pushing it out. Don't do that. All right. I can confirm that the rest of this cart was greased when we put it away. The tracks and the bearings and everything. So they don't really need to be done right now. We'll probably hit them halfway through wheat harvest and then again after harvest before beans. So one more thing I want to do, because if I don't do it now, we will forget. See those doors on the bottom that are open? Yeah, we should close those. Pull this pin out of there, put that in. Am I doing this right? Are they closing? Yeah. There. And put the pin back in. Now, when we go to unload, it'll go out the auger instead of out the bottom. That's helpful when you're trying to put it into a truck. All right. It's drying up a little bit. Let's go do some scouting. Let's go take our weekly crop update and see how things are growing. Like I said, stuff's starting to look a lot better, so that is good. Plus, I got something cool I want to show you guys. Let's start with some beans. So this was an early planted bean field, like April 13, something along those lines. We intend to plant wheat here this fall, probably. You can shake it. And so these are a fairly early maturing bean. You can see we are pretty well, we're not, but we're getting closer to canopy, right? So the beans are filling the rows out. We've got less sunlight that's able to hit the ground, more of it captured by the beans. That is a good thing. That's what we want to see. Now, let's see. I believe these are a 2.5 soybean, but I could double check that. Let's count some stages or some leaves, nodes, see where we're at here. But what I am noticing right off the bat, we have a lot of flowers. We have flowers on all of these plants. That is fantastic. So we are at a minimum of R1 here. R1 is beginning bloom when they're just starting to flower. R2 would be considered full bloom when there's flowers up and down the plant. I wouldn't say we're there yet, but these are a good R1 soybean. That's good. Let me find a plant that we can pull up. I don't have a shovel, so we broke it a bunch of the roots off, but you can see we got a lot of new roots, these nice white ones here towards the top. They're all soaking up that rain that we got last weekend and all this moisture, and that is really good. So here are our 2 unifoliate leaves, these bottom 2, and then we start our trifoliates. We got one here with another branch coming out of the same node with another trifoliate on it. That's good. Let's see, 2. Here's another branch coming off. This is going to be a main branch. 3, another one, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 fully expanded trifoliates. Working on number 8, but lots of branching. So what the beans did in the dry weather is they kept growing. They just kept their nodes really tight together. So the space between where my thumb is and my finger here, that is the inner node or the length of a node, and it's very short. We're only talking an inch, inch and a quarter there, where sometimes those can be 3 or 4 inches between them. And that distance was kept short because of all of the dry weather. Same thing here, a little bit farther here, a little bit farther, but not anywhere near what we've seen in other years when we have plenty of moisture. And so that is all due to the fact that it was dry. But our beans kept growing, and we've got lots of little leaves on the bottom, but look how much bigger the top ones are. These aren't huge yet, but the leaf size is starting to get bigger. It's starting to expand. They're starting to fill the rows. They look decent. These are gonna be good. I'm pretty happy with it. Now this particular one doesn't have any flowers on it yet, but you can start seeing even on the, look at this, even on these branches, those ones that are coming out from the bottom branches, we've got flowers. We got flowers at the top. I'm pretty happy with these. That looks really good to me.
Purple flowers on it.
There's what?
Purple flowers.
Purple flowers. You think they look okay?
Well, I saw them on this one.
Yep. I see quite a few. Look at that cluster of them there. Lots of purple flowers. That's good, right?
Why the purple flowers? That's where the seed's gonna go?
That's where the beans are going to start growing, the soybean pods. Yep, absolutely. See those pink flags there?
Yeah.
That is a signal we are going to put chicken litter on this field this fall. So they're actually going to start piling some chicken litter for us. We met with them last week, told them where all the fields were, or took them to the fields that we're going to have spread and piled, and so they're going to haul it here soon, and then we will get it spread as soon as the beans come out. Going to take a quick walk through of the soybean plot here. These are the early ones on this end. Let's see. I need to. Oh, Dad got them. Yeah, he sprayed Roundup. These weeds are dying. Okay. My 30-inch rows. Some of them are bigger than others. I get compaction on end rows. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, but we're just taking a look. These were not planted quite as early as that last field that we were in. I don't see as many flowers here yet, which is why early planting is so important on soybeans. So important. But they are getting taller. They look good. Oh, there's some purple flowers on that one. Okay. Can see some differences. For example, this variety right here has got a little bit different color. These two rows a little bit different. There's some striping through there. Yeah, I don't know. My plots don't look great this year. The dry weather really affected them, but it's part of the deal. What are you gonna do? Same type of deal walking through the corn plot here. We've got some compaction on these ends. We always do, but you look out there another 75, 80 feet and it looks much better. So again, what are you going to do? You can see all the yellow leaves on the bottom. That's anhydrous burn from when we had our anhydrous issues, but the corn has greened up, canopied, and looks much better in the last week since we've gotten some rain on it. So I am pretty happy with that. We're going to walk down here. I got a cool little experiment we're going to do. I'll show you guys. All right, so we're going to try something cool. So we're in our little path here, right? Over here is my emergence flags. You remember that when we did our, oh, you can't even see. Hold on, let me turn the phone around. Remember when we came out here and flagged our emergence on which day everything came up, and everything came up super even, so we only have day 1 and day 2s. We didn't have any day 3 or 4 or later emergers. We just had one that didn't come at all right there by Ryland's hand. We've got a skip. Anyway, we're going to try something. So I'm stealing this idea from the internet. I saw somebody else do it on Instagram, but we are going to paint some corn.
Dude, I told you it's not going to grow.
It's not going to grow. You're right. It may limit the corn's ability to do some photosynthesis, but what it will do is show us how fast this corn grows. So if I take one of these plants, one that's semi-isolated but a good plant, and probably not right next to our trial so that we don't screw that up, and we totally turn it orange, we can come back tomorrow, and any green that we see we know is new growth, and we can come back the day after and the day after and then a week later and see how much that corn grew in a matter of days or week. And I think it'll be a cool demo, so we're gonna try it. Stay back, you're in the way. All right, so I think this plant is our victim, and we're gonna try and totally turn it orange. We're gonna get some of its neighbors. I'll show you when I get this done.
Hey.
Well, I've never done that before. That's interesting. I'm not sure what has more paint on it, the corn plant or my hand, but whatever, it'll be fine. So that plant is orange, as orange as I can make it. I think we're gonna go try this to a soybean plant just to see, because I've never done soybeans. I've never seen anybody do soybeans. Well, what the heck? Let's do one. But I gotta get some pictures here. There happens to be a bit of an orange film on my phone now too. Whoops. Anyway, we'll come back and check on that tomorrow. Let's see what it looks like. I think that's gonna be pretty cool. I know that once the corn gets to this stage, it essentially doubles in size every week until it gets ready to tassel. So I would estimate we are 3 weeks from tasseling, probably. So it's gonna be a little bit yet. But this corn is growing really fast. We've got plenty of moisture right now after the early dry weather. And we're starting to get some heat this week, so it's gonna grow fast. We're gonna pick a soybean plant to do as well here. Some of these first 3 rows here, right along the side of what's gonna be a lawn, are growing pretty good.
This one then.
Look what I found though. Japanese beetle. He's no good. Maybe I should paint him. Anyway, let's find a decent plant. We're gonna probably paint a couple of them the way it looks. Yeah, there's a Japanese beetle there. You see him chewing on that leaf, making those holes?
Yeah.
It's no good, is it?
It is good.
No.
Even if it rains?
Yep. For science. It's all for science. We have orange beans. That's going to be very interesting, because we should get new growth on the bottom and the top, not just out of the top like the corn will be. We'll find out. We'll come back and check it tomorrow, like I said. All right, now let's go find a decent field of corn to look at. I lost a rider and picked up a riding buddy back there at the seed warehouse. Rylan got the go-kart out. He's chasing us, so we're gonna go out here. This is some of our best corn. Here we go. All right, now we're talking. This corn's shoulder high on me. This is not so bad, right? See, we're in the low ground. This is black ground with high organic matter that holds moisture. This corn never stopped in the drought, stopped growing, and this is what more of it would look like had we gotten rain. This is awesome. Yes, this is what corn is supposed to look like here on July 3rd. This. I am super happy with it. And this is why this spot is one of our NCGA entries, because it does this. It grows. It doesn't have that drought stress very often. And yeah. I'd like to get it wide dropped this week. It's time. It is time to put some more nitrogen on here and really push the crap out of this. All right, let me do some counting, see if I can stage this corn, figure out where we're at, and eventually, you guys that have been following for a long time know that I do every year a corn dissection video where we take a corn plant, we pull it all apart so you can see all the little parts and all the little ears and the tassel and all that stuff. It's almost time for that. Maybe next weekend. Okay, so we have happy corn, very happy corn, and we know that because we have suckers. We have all these kind of tillers growing out the side that you think they're robbing nutrients from the plant, but they're not. They're actually a really good thing, and it means the plant is plenty healthy and it thinks that it can throw a whole nother plant an ear and support it. So that's good. Now, what I wanted to do was find the bottom leaf. I think the chances of that are very low. This one is dried up. That is a pointy leaf. It is not the bottom leaf. Here we've got another one on that side. I'm going to make an assumption that was our rounded leaf, and this is leaf number 2, which would make this one 3, which would make this one 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I would call this V12 corn. We have 12 leaf collars, and it looks really good. Like, this is so good. So good. I know. You complained about being dry for 60 days, whatever it was, that we didn't get any rain. Yeah, we were really dry. I'm telling you, we don't have much of this. But this spot was planted early. It came up early. It looks really good. That's going to be awesome. We have a lot of other stuff that's not going to be so awesome. All right, so Alan's going to stay here and ride his go-kart around a little bit. We're going to go up the road and check some other fields. Some of our 30-inch row beans that were early planted on our really good irrigated field. potentially irrigated field, and look at some other corn on our way that's not quite what that stuff we just looked at was. Here is some of our less than ideal corn. Good color, just highly variable, short, up and down, wavy. It's not great. This stuff was really hurting a week and a half ago when it was dry. It's getting better, but it's going to take some time. I know you can't see much driving by this fast, but there's another field of our corn. It's not nearly as tall as the stuff that we looked at here a little bit ago, but it is looking pretty good. It's got good color. It's more even than the last field we drove by. I'm pretty happy with this one. These are what beans are supposed to look like. Dang! Yes, they look very good. We got some crooked row stuff going on here. I'm not sure what happened. Whatever, it doesn't matter. These are obviously 30-inch row beans. They're really filling the rows in. Obviously they're not canopied yet, but they're getting close. Planted April 14th. This is a 3.3 maturity. This is the fullest season beans that we planted this year. And I get that question, what does that mean? 3.3, 2.9, 2.2, whatever. It's all relative. It's called RM, relative maturity. Basically, the smaller the number, the earlier they're going to mature. And for our purposes, we plant between a 2.2 and sometimes a 3.5. This year, 3 was our full season one. But I don't see any flowers here, so you can already tell there's a difference maturity-wise based on that, because these were planted early. They are a lot bigger. I guess we do have some flowers. But those other ones that we were in were a 2.5. These are a 3.3, so they're going to take a lot longer. These are going to be green later. They're going to take longer to mature, but they look really good. Let me pull a plant. Believe it or not, this is a V7 plant. 7 fully expanded trifoliates, just about like the last field that we looked at, although that one right there is number 8. I didn't count it because they're still kind of touching. It's not fully developed. But we do see more of this branching coming off of these bottom nodes. We like that. Our nodes are still really close together on the bottom here, but they are starting to stretch towards the middle of this plant, the top. That's good. We would like to see, by the time these are done growing taller at the end of August, I would like to see 20 plus nodes on a plant. If we can get to 20, then they're going to be really good beans, because every one of these spots where there's a node or where a leaf trifoliate attaches is a spot where there's going to be flowers, and it can set pods. And the more places we can have pods, the more pods we can have, the more beans we can have, the better they're going to yield. So that is good. I'm really happy with these. They look fantastic. Now, this is where we had our irrigated corn last year. I am just about standing in our 280 plus bushel corn growers entry from last year. Like, this is good. This is good dirt. This is where they're supposed to do really well. There's a reason I put our fullest season, highest yield potential beans up here, 30-inch rows. Like, I'm trying really hard to push these. We've done some foliar stuff up here already. Dad sprayed them a week or two ago. They look fantastic. And we've got a lot more stuff we're going to do to them. We're going to put more foliar feed products on. We're going to use some of our source soybeans up here, I think. We're going to spray fungicide at least once, if not twice, insecticide to keep the bugs out of it. Like, we're going to take care of these. And we're going to try. I'm really trying to grow some 100 bushel soybeans. I don't know with the dry weather that we had that is possible this year, but 80 is not out of the question. And so Golden Harvest does have their Go for the Gold soybean yield contest again this year, and this is my entry. I'm going to try really hard to win this one. Pretty much all comes down to August rains. It rains in August, we win. It doesn't, we lose. Oh, come on. Maybe even September here, because these are later beans. But we'll see. Now, I am not calling out the neighbor here, because we have beans that are smaller too, but there's a big difference there, and that's all planting date. Yep, pretty hard to complain about that. back to cutting. He's cutting little ones. Get them all stacked up. It's gonna take a while to get through that board that little.
Guys, look how many corn
Phil's washing trucks. Ryland's cutting bigger pieces. This is his second big stick. It's about time to go home, boys.
Wait, is that the end?
Yeah, that's the end. It's about time to go home.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna call it. I've had enough for the day. Thanks for watching this one. This little painted corn experiment is gonna be sort of cool. We'll follow that as we go throughout the week here. Every video. Hopefully we're combining wheat by the end of the week. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. I don't know if I'm gonna be working or not. We'll see. If I make a video, I will. Great, you'll see it. If not, I won't. Maybe I'll do a live stream instead of a video. I don't know. Watch for that. And we will see you guys when we see you. But yeah, happy 4th of July, Independence Day. And like and subscribe, questions, comments, all the good stuff. Do that, and we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.